well, that's where our entry model comes in. Okay, and we need to see very specific things on our entry model. So I'm going to leave this up here and I'm going to do this below. Okay, so our entry model. Okay, so our entry model. The first thing we need to look for our entry model is we need to deliver from a fair value gap. Price needs to deliver from it. That's step one. Deliver from a fair value gap. Okay, and it has to be on the time frame that you're executing. So let's say that the higher time frame we dipped into a 15-minute fair value gap. Now we're on a 1-minute fair value gap chart. Now we need to look for a 1-minute fair value gap to dip into. So we need to deliver from a fair value gap. Okay. Now, once we deliver from that fair value gap, we have to take some type of internal liquidity. I don't need that box. We have to take some type of internal liquidity. Okay, that would be taking out these two areas right here. These are internal liquidity levels, inducement levels that are generated right before the fair value gap. And when price breaks those into the fair value gap, that's grabbing internal liquidity. That's an absolute must. Now, this could be generated liquidity, or it just could be a previous higher low, like yesterday's higher low, or the day before's higher low, or session highs or low. It can be any higher low. It has to grab some type of internal liquidity. Otherwise, it's no good. Okay. When price grabs that liquidity, it needs to create a fair value gap. So let's pretend that this move here created a fair value gap to the downside. Okay. The next, we need to have SMT. And in this case, if we're trading the NQ, it's going to be with ES. But SMT has to be with any correlated asset. ESNQ, GBP USD, Euro USD, AUD JPY, NZD JPY, GBP JPY, Euro JPY. Clemens, this is all recorded, so you can take a screenshot or just go into the recording and take a screenshot. I don't post the screenshots of this. Everything is recording, so you can go get it there. Okay, so we need an SMT with ES. Okay, and I'll go over more on SMT after. Okay, after that, that fair value gap needs to inverse, meaning price has to inverse right back above and close above. So it needs to inverse and it needs to close above. And we have to have clear targets, meaning levels up here and clear targets of highs and lows above. Okay, so that is the basis of our entry model. When we see this, then we know to act. Okay, so if we go into the charts, okay, and this is actually just a look right here. I'm not, let's assume there's SMT here, but this is kind of what it would look like. So let's say we already took some type of major liquidity. Okay, so we have a fair value gap here on our chart. Price dips into the fair value gap. It takes out internal liquidity right here. Okay, remember, this is what we were looking at. Oh, actually, it's on another thing. Okay, just keep in mind what we're looking at here. Okay, we have engineered liquidity, we have fair value gap. We have engineered liquidity, we have fair value gap. We create a fair value gap coming in to the fair value gap that we're delivering from. Then we inverse this fair value gap with momentum and we close above this fair value gap. Okay. We want to trade from internal to an external level, which is going to be right up here. That's the first external level. Now, there are multiple external levels because everything above here can also be external levels and targets to use if we feel that we're going to get there. But the first internal target is always going to be the main target. Okay, and the way we trade this, very simple. There's nothing subjective here. As soon as price closes above, you market order. You do not wait for any retrace or anything else to happen. You market order and you target that external liquidity. Your stop is going to be just below the fair value gap and the bodies of the candles, not below the low, but below the bodies. And as you can see, this resulted in a 2.5 to 1 risk to reward trade. Okay, the other thing that we would have had is SMT with ES, meaning ES on the same time frame right here broke the lows. Now, it didn't in this case. I'm just saying it did, just for illustration purposes. ES broke this low where NQ did in creating a Kraken correlation, which is a cheat code for us to trade in that direction. Okay, and that is our entry model. This is what we need to see, okay, when price comes into a higher time frame level. And that execution and pattern needs to be light bulb. What do I mean by light bulb? Okay, if I were to blow this up right there, and I were to walk across the room and look at it, I would still be able to see this as an A+ setup. I can see the liquidity taken. I can see price coming into that fair value gap. I can see the momentum of the inversion, right? It has to be light bulb. If it's not light bulb, don't take it. Okay? That is our entry model. So I'm going to go back to the entry model again, right here. And that's it. That's the checklist. Okay, so when you're trading and entering a trade, and let's say already you have the bias from the higher time frame, this is the checklist you're going to lose. Am I delivering from a fair value gap? Meaning, am I coming from a fair value gap? Is price bouncing off or rejecting from a fair value gap? Are we grabbing some sort of internal liquidity? Either recent highs or lows before we hit that, or maybe a recent pivot high or low, like we just saw before. Okay, it needs to create a fair value gap. This is creating a fair value gap. It needs to have SMT with ES. One has to break lower, the other one makes a higher low. That's a crack in correlation. Inverse fair value gap with a close above. Inverse the fair value gap, meaning it closed above with momentum. Last part, clear targets. We have a clear target of an external high right here. And then if we wanted to hold runners, we have all these targets up here. Okay, this is how we trade every day. This is what I go over in all the market preview review videos. This is what we go over in every session. It is absolutely vital that you understand and know how to execute the end.
Hey everyone, it's Dale here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like to trade alongside me and our team of prop firm funded traders every day, then click the link below the video and hop aboard. We are looking forward to trading with you.